Hi everyone, and welcome to our next tutorial video. In this video we're going to take a look at something called boolean operators. Boolean operators are very important in understanding computer systems and programming. We're going to take a look at an example in Tinkercad. First thing, if we take a look over on the right hand side, we're going to take a look at two boolean operators. The one on the left is the AND condition, or the AND gate. It has two inputs and one output. And you can think of it like the way you have to start a manual shift car. If your parents have one and you watch them start the car, in order to start the car, you have to put in the left pedal. That's the clutch pedal. You have to push that in all the way. And at the same time, you have to turn the key on. That is the only way that the car will turn on. If only the clutch pedal goes in, the car won't turn on. Or if you only try to turn the key on, the car will not turn on. The only way it turns on is if the clutch pedal is pushed in and the key is turned on. In other words, both conditions have to be on or high, and that's this condition here, and we'll get the car to turn on. Any other condition, and the output will be a low, or in other words, the car will not turn on. That is a AND operator. We're going to take a look at an OR operator. An OR operator exists in your car as well in terms of the interior light. If we want the interior light to turn on by opening a car door, then we only need to open one car door. If you have a 4-door car or a 2-door car, you just have to open one door and the interior light will turn on. In other words, if the left door is opened, the interior light turns on. If only the right door is open, the interior light turns on. If both doors are open, the interior light will turn on. The only time where the light will not turn on is if all doors or both doors are not open. So that is an example of a OR condition. Let's take a look at what it looks like in a program. So if we take a look at this program here, in terms of the hardware, we have a couple of switches here. These are called slide switches. They're different than a push button switch. Push button is only on when you're pushing it. A slide switch is on if this is switched to the left, and same as this one here. If it's switched to the right, it's in the off position. What we've done here is we've created some code so that we are going to read the top switch from digital pin 8. So this top switch right here, if you notice, is connected through the green wire to port 8. This bottom switch is connected to digital pin 7. So that's this green wire right here. It's connected to 7. So this is the top switch. This is the bottom switch. And the way we can program this, if we want, is we can say that if the top switch is equal to 1, in other words, if it's turned on, and we're using the AND boolean operator, the bottom switch is equal to 1, then we will set port 13 to high. In other words, that is the port connected to the LED. If that is not true, it jumps to else and it sets pin 13 to low. So only when both slide switches are set on or high, then the green LED will turn on. Any other condition and it should not turn on. So that's what it looks like in block programming. So let's take a look here. So if I go over here and take a look at this slide switch and I turn this on, you can see it's over in the left side here. The green LED is not on. If I just move things down so you can see things fully. If I take this slide switch, right now it's off. If I turn it on, then yes, now both slide switches are on, and since they're both on, it turns on the LED. If one of them is turned off, the LED turns off because the AND boolean condition states that they both must be high in order to get a high output. If I wanted to change this here, so let me put these both back to the off position or the low position, and if I take my code and I'm going to change this from the AND operator to the OR operator, and let's start the simulator again, and let's take a look at what this looks like. Let's turn them both off, and you can see that right now they're both in the off position, so it should be off. Now, because we're using the OR condition, if one slide switch is on, then this LED should turn on. So let's turn this one on, and yes, sure enough, that turns on with only one switch because we're using the OR boolean condition or operator. If we turn just this one on, yes, the green LED turns on. And if we turn both of them on, then this turns on. So that is how we use Boolean operators to code. And like I said, if we take a look at how we're coding this in block programming, we're going to use the math operator, and we need to choose the one that contains AND or the OR Boolean operator, and we're going to insert into that if then else condition, and that's how we're going to do it. So you can try to create the same circuit here. Make sure you've set it up exactly the way it's shown here. You got to get the wiring just right for this to work, and make sure you've got the code as follows. Try that, see if you can get it to work just like it is here. That's it for this tutorial. Take care. We'll talk to you soon.